NewsNetwork.com.
Good afternoon. It is 12 p.m. here in the Twin Cities. We are following winter storm coverage across Minnesota, starting with a live look at MSP Airport, where they are currently experiencing a ground delay due to snow and ice across the greater metro area. The FAA is reporting an average delay time of 189 minutes. I'm not great at math, but that sounds like 3 hours delayed for departures to Minneapolis-St. Paul due to snow and ice. 235 current delays in and out of Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport. That includes 120 flights to Minneapolis and 115 flights out of Minneapolis. 65 current cancellations as well, and a busy airport from what we're hearing on the ground. Let's send things over to meteorologist Jared Piepenberg. Oh, first, here's a live look at our Fox 9 weather tracker. That's been on the road all morning long, tracking the changes on your roads here across the metro area. Most highways now across the Twin Cities partially or fully covered with snow, slush, and ice, and that blowing snow is making things worse. Meteorologist Jared Piepenberg has been tracking the latest all morning long. He joins us with the details. It is looking wintry behind you, Jared.
It is, and I've been watching a couple anglers out on White Bear Lake. They were just walking their hub around there. We don't really have that connection with the winds in the Twin Cities yet. The breeze will pick up, but some folks are enjoying this snow. Those that needed to travel today, it's a whole different situation out there where it's going to be a tough day coming up here. I've been showing this camera down in the southwestern part of the state, so this is in Rushmore, Minnesota. If you aren't familiar with that, it's just in the very southwest, not too far away from Sioux Falls, where we're having whiteout conditions, and it's grabbing that wind is grabbing that loose snow and just whipping it across the roadway. So blizzard conditions are possible down in the southwest, and it's just a tough day for travel, especially in those open countryside areas where we get in kind of the farmland area of Minnesota, across western Minnesota, down toward the south. That's where we have the blizzard warnings right now. But snow continues to fall. There's some pockets of maybe less intense snow. In other periods, it might be some moderate to heavy snow. Seeing some bands of snow just south and east of the Twin Cities. We've had some pretty big snowflakes in the metro. Notice it's still 32 degrees. So it's really mild out in the metro, but not too far away. It's really cold in the northwest, and we're going to get that connection with the cold air as the day moves forward. So temperatures will continue to fall here as we head throughout the day. A lot of weather headlines. The blizzard warning for western parts of Minnesota up through the Red River Valley from Fargo to Grand Forks. That extends down toward the southwest. Or that camera I was just showing you down in Rushmore is like way down here in the southwestern part of the state. So right in that blizzard warning. That remains until 6 a.m. tomorrow. Now, snow will likely end here for parts of southwestern Minnesota and western parts of the state late in the night. So maybe even before midnight in some of these areas, but the winds are still going to blow to maybe 40 miles an hour or even stronger overnight. It's going to grab that loose snow, blow that around. So we might be dealing with some blizzard, ground blizzard conditions, meaning that it's just grabbing loose snow and enough to get it up off the ground in the atmosphere and just whipping that around enough that visibility becomes an issue. For the Twin Cities, we're in this purple shaded area and off into parts of Wisconsin. That's a winter storm warning. This is where we really won't have as strong winds to go in that blizzard criteria. Visibility may go down at times in these places, but not consistently like western and west central Minnesota and down toward the south. But some heavier snow will likely line up for the metro and off toward the east. Check out some of these recent wind gusts. 41 in New Ulm, 40 in Wilmer. Now we've been showing this just kind of grabs the last hour. And just basically the past few hours, we've had frequent wind gusts over 35 miles per hour, maybe even over 40 in some places. Alex at 33, Hutch at 35, St. Cloud 28. So just look at the color contours. It's getting close to the Twin Cities. Strongest winds will be just west of the metro, but pretty soon here, the Twin Cities, we're going to start having those gusts in the 20s. And by late afternoon, evening hours, we may have gusts reaching over 30 miles per hour. So it's going to end up being a windy close of the day with that snow. And it's just going to keep travel very, very difficult and hazardous. Check out the visibility out there. These are the numbers. Once you take to those roads, roughly how far you can see in terms of miles. These kind of wane and they get worse, or maybe they get better at times. It all depends on where the bands of snow are lining up with the strong winds. But we've had very low visibility surrounding Wilmer, kind of west central Minnesota, Redwood Falls, Windham. So there's no travel advised. We're going to talk about that with the DOT map here in just a little bit. But I just wanted to highlight that travel basically along I-94 to the south extremely difficult and dangerous in some places where you could get stuck or you can't see that far in front of you. Let's check out futurecasts. We're going to have periods of moderate snow, maybe a few pockets of heavy snow for a little while here throughout midday into the afternoon. Then this will turn into light to moderate snow into the late afternoon, evening hours, but it's still going to snow. It's going to accumulate here throughout today, and it's going to whip around as well as it falls, as we're going to have that connection with the colder air and the strong northwesterly winds. Here's 8 o'clock later on this evening. It's still snowing for the lower 2/3 of Minnesota and across Wisconsin. After midnight, we'll start to wave goodbye to the falling, accumulating snow, but not to the blowing and drifting snow, as winds are still going to be very strong late tonight into early tomorrow morning. If you've got a shortened work week coming up here and you're wondering about Monday, or maybe you're like, all right, I'm not leaving today from my destination, that I had some holiday plans, I'm stuck here now, I've decided to stay, I'm going to leave on Monday. Give it a little bit of time if you can on Monday morning, as we're still going to have very strong winds. There's 7:30 on Futurecast winds Futurecast for tomorrow morning. It may still be gusting to 30 plus miles per hour in the morning. So that's going to grab some of this light, fluffy snow that'll be falling later on today and blowing that around. Right now for the metro, it's kind of sticking where it's at right now because it's still warm. We're at 32. That is going to change as the day moves forward because we're going to turn a lot colder here late in the day and into tonight. Your Monday afternoon, winds will finally start to back off. There'll be a little breeze. It's going to be a really cold day. We should get some sunshine, which I think will be kind of nice. We haven't seen the sun in a while. How much snow are we talking about? There's going to be a large swath of eastern parts of Minnesota, including the Twin Cities, of 4 to 8 inches. I think for the Twin Cities and across parts of Wisconsin, we're going to be closer to that 6 to 8 plus inches. I think there'll be some pockets of places, even in eastern Minnesota, maybe near the Twin Cities, that see over 8 inches of snow as this continues to fall. For western parts of the state, up I-94, 2 to 5, still decent heaping of snow, but that's the snow that's going to be whipping around, which will be very tough to measure because it's so windy out there. Gusting into the 40s is hard to measure snow, as that's whipping it back under your driveway or onto the sidewalk. If you clear this off right now or this afternoon in those areas, you're going to have to do it multiple times because it's just going to keep blowing back in as the day moves forward. Here's those winds gusting into the 30s and 40s here throughout the afternoon and in the evening hours to be expected. Here's 5 o'clock later on today. It's still really windy, so if you're like, well, maybe I'll give it a little while and I'll travel later, it's still going to be snowing. It's still going to be blowing. That's why we have the blizzard warning all the way into tomorrow morning, as snow will still be falling into around midnight hour, give or take a little bit there, and then still blowing into tomorrow morning. So here's midnight tonight, 12 a.m., still very windy. Even the Twin Cities, we could have some gusts in the mid-30s. So that'll be blowing some of that snow around some of the suburbs, although the snow comes to an end. Here's 7 a.m. tomorrow. If you're wondering about driving back to work, I always think about my family has been commuting in from Litchfield for years into the metro. We're going to have that northwest wind in those open areas between towns. That it's just going to blow that snow across there, keeps it pretty icy out there. So it's just going to be a slow drive in, although the snow will be done. There might be just some minor blowing and drifting. We'll have to watch visibilities out there tomorrow too if you're going to join us for Fox News tomorrow morning. All right, Futurecast wind gusts into tomorrow late in the day. Winds will finally back off. That'll be welcome. It's going to be a cold one, though, for tomorrow with that breeze. Your Sunday forecast here, temperatures are falling. We'll be around those teens later on today. Moderate to heavy snow, not out of the question. It's becoming very windy. The winds haven't picked up quite yet. It looks like maybe just a little break in how intense the snow is right now at White Bear Lake. You can see out and about. Now, I'm zoomed in pretty far there, but other times it's been coming down with some big flakes. And maybe if you're looking out your window, like, yeah, I have that in my area. That'll be the case today. Northwest winds eventually going to pick up here around 20 to 25 this afternoon. Gusts 30 to 35 not out of the question. Overnight tonight, even the metro may have some gusts above 35 miles per hour. Now, out of the metro to the west, it will stay very windy. It's going to turn cold. 8 tomorrow morning. Cold one. Get some sunshine. It'll stay breezy though. Just watch that morning drive wherever you're heading to, because it's still going to be kind of blowing and drifting out there. The snow is done. It's cold. 5 below for tomorrow for the feels like temperature in the afternoon. And we've been kind of joking around about like kids, they're off right now likely from school, that want to send them out and play in the snow. Well, in the metro right now, you could go do that for a little while. It's really mild. Tomorrow's going to be a really cold day, so the little kids, I don't know how much they want to play outside when it's feeling sub-zero out there. But Tuesday looks like a pretty quiet, nice day. We'll get back up in the 20s, right around average or just above. And then a cold forecast as we finish out this year and kick off the new one. If you're out and about, if you're curious about New Year's Eve, penny below by Thursday morning. So don't go out without the coat. Anyway, if you're looking ahead toward the extended forecast, but folks probably don't care right now because they just want to know about today, Lauren, which is just a tough travel day across the state. For those lucky enough to just get to stay home and enjoy it, then go. I'd say just put off the snow blowing or shoveling till tomorrow and just do it at one time instead of multiple times with this wind.
we had to just pack one more shovel day in there into 2025.
Yeah, for sure.
Jared, thank you so much. Do you know where your car is here at 12:09? You should, because several cities across Minnesota are issuing snow emergencies, which will impact your roads as we head into tomorrow. Let's bring in producer Lori Fisher. She's been tracking some of these for us over the last hour or so. Lori, what are you seeing?
Hi, Lauren. Yeah, I hope you know where your car is right now. If you don't, you got an issue. You might not be able to find it later today, though, if you don't move it. We have an updated snow emergency list, if you want to take that, Mike. Let's go over the ones we talked about, and then we have a new one with Eden Prairie, too. First of all, we have St. Louis Park, and I'm going to bring this up. St. Louis Park, in effect, starting at 8 o'clock tonight. So all on-street parking is prohibited. And as I keep saying with these cities, just make sure you check your city's website, because these snow emergencies can be very confusing for some people, whether it's odd or even, or when to park, when to move your car. We also have Northfield. Let's see where Northfield is. Stand by. I have so many emails, you guys, that are coming in with all of this. Northfield is effective 10 o'clock tonight until 10 p.m. on December 30th. Then in St. James, we have St. James also 10 p.m. tonight. I'm bringing this up here. Yes, 10 o'clock until the street has been plowed curb to curb. And then our latest one is in Eden Prairie, which you've seen. Russ, our photographer, has been running around in our tracker. And so now Eden Prairie, the roads have really, are slick and are really filling up with snow. And that snow emergency, let's see here. As soon as it accumulates to 2 inches, snow emergency in effect, illegal to park on all city streets. So again, a good reminder to check with your city website, because there could be more. We just haven't received a press release from them yet. And my little hack is make sure you bring your snow brush in everywhere you go. Like I brought mine into work today, so that when I go out to my car, I have it, rather than trying to open the door. And then you know what happens when you open the door in your car.
Oh, yeah.
You don't like that?
It's full of snow. I don't like that. I don't like sitting in snow in my front seat.
That's a good tip from a true Minnesotan.
Yes, but we will keep you up to date on all this, on everything. We got several computers going here. We have, and you're going to do traffic cams next, but we have our traffic cameras. We have our airport updates.
Yeah.
We have for photographer on the road, on the airport, and then I'm going to try to get Rob Olson up while you talk about these traffic cameras, Lauren.
Yeah, let's do it. Lori, thank you so much, because we're following a couple different things here on a very busy travel day. Unfortunately, falls on a big weather day. So I know for a lot of you, travel is not negotiable. You have to get home to get back to work next week. We've been telling you about a no travel advisory in southern Minnesota, south central and southwest Minnesota. Those were issued about an hour ago for 6 different counties, and that includes Lincoln, Lyon, Murray, Redwood, Pipestone, and Yellow Medicine. But as I look at the 511MN map right now, it looks like those no travel advisories have extended east. So that includes places like Mankato, New Ulm, Fairmont, Blue Earth, Albert Lee, really into the heart of south central Minnesota. So think Blue Earth County, that would be Brown County, Faribault County, all now under a no travel advisory. You're looking at the map closer to the Twin Cities. Those blue roads on the east side of town are partially covered with snow, slush, and ice. And those pink roads in the southwest and west part of the Twin Cities and out into western Minnesota are fully covered with snow. That no travel advisory even creeping toward the New Prague area. So encroaching in on the greater metro area, that no travel is advised.
Can we zoom out to, I don't know if anyone's back there running that, but down across. It's all good. And these are going to change. So anyone that watches these is like, all right, so it's cleared off. Well, then it might fill back in. It just all depends when the plows go through that road. And then they're going to have to do this multiple times today into tonight as well.
Right.
So there's those dark shaded areas that you're talking about. That's all that no travel advisory. So it's like I said, it's approaching the Twin Cities. It isn't too far away. So travel over a large chunk, I almost say the lower third of the state, you really got to watch out. And that's right where those blizzard warnings are located.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you were saying, that blowing snow is going to continue to undo all of the progress that snowplows are out there making. And it's flat in that area. You know, you're from western Minnesota. I'm from southern Minnesota. So as you head, down 169, down 35W toward Iowa, those conditions are getting worse. Here in the Twin Cities, roads are actually looking pretty good right there. That was 694 in Fridley. Here's a situation we've been watching for about 2 hours near the airport. This is the crosstown at Highway 5, just north of MSP Airport. A couple vehicles off into the ditch. And as you can see, when first responders responders are there on the side of the road, MnDOT can't plow that area. So they're able to make it through these major highways pretty quickly. I'm looking at the map right now and I see well over 100 snow plows actively out there right now. Hard to see what's going on in the northwest side of the metro. This is 94 at Highway 25. That's Monticello. This is a look at 62 and Dodd near the airport as well. Those intersections, ramps have been causing a lot of issues. We've seen a couple of jackknife semis even in the greater Twin Cities area this afternoon.
I just think like trying to get on 494 when we leave here in the next couple of hours, that it's always the lane that you're leaving that has the snow on it oftentimes, those exit and on ramps. And then you're trying to get on with traffic that the main roads might be all right at 494. Right. And then, so you're trying to merge with that and just take it easy out there for folks running around, and those who don't have to, like, I guess just sit back and have another cup of coffee.
Right, seriously, yeah. That non-essential travel, wait until tomorrow. We've got Fox 9's Rob Olson on Zoom from Egan. This is a look at Mankato, Highway 14 and 169, part of that no travel advisory in south central Minnesota. It looks like most people are heeding that advice, but fully covered roadways here at 12:15 this afternoon. Rob Olson is with us on Zoom in Egan. Good afternoon, Rob. What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, good afternoon. And I was checking that 169 about even 90 minutes ago, and it was already starting to look like that pretty bad. You can see the difference here between the main roads and the side roads. This is Yankee Doodle Road, where you can see it's pretty clear. And I will tell you that driving around here, the main roads so far are not bad because it is still slightly above freezing, and the plows have been coming through. But then you get to the side roads, and there's somebody there that just did a difficult time making the turn right here. These kind of side roads, I was sliding all over the place. This one going very slowly just to get down here, but a stark contrast between those that have not been touched by plows and the main drags that have. So that is what you're going to experience now. And again, this is the southeast part of the metro, so even the bulk of this hasn't really moved in yet, but in a short amount of time it's gotten pretty slick. And if you see here on the side of the roads, this is all kind of a slushy, not, looks like ice, but it's not. But, as soon as we drop down a couple more degrees, this all becomes potentially ice right here. Certainly the road's been pre-treated in a lot of places, certainly the interstates and highways, which helps continue some of that melting as they continue plowing. But again, that's what we'll be watching out for here, is this stuff starts to harden up as the temperature continues to drop throughout the afternoon. What does that do to those conditions? Because now it's kind of slushy. Slush is slippery enough. Ice, that's another story. So we'll keep moving around here and let you know what we're experiencing as this storm keeps rolling through.
Rob Olson, thank you so much. Get off the side of the road. Those cars are slipping around. We want you to stay safe out there. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm only going out when there's not one really coming. So
there you go. Thank you so much. We appreciate that perspective. Another live look at the airport right now, MSP Airport, which is experiencing a ground delay. That does not mean flights have stopped. They're still coming in and out of MSP Airport. But as you can see, some major visibility concerns. Runways are being plowed as we speak. We're hearing on the ground that the airport is packed right now. Over 200 delays in and out of MSP. And as for flights coming into the airport, into MSP from across the country, an average delay of over 3 hours. So keep that in mind as you're headed to the airport to finish up your holiday travels. It could be a slow trip home.
On the ground or in the air right now.
Yeah. We are going to take a break. We will be back at 12:30 with another live look at weather conditions and what you need to know as you head out the door. Here's another live look from the roads in Eden Prairie, partially to fully covered with snow. Take it easy out there.